And by the way, I couldn't mention this at the time, but I did a little phoner with Tom Hamilton last week, right?
Yeah.
In anticipation of the announcement, they come to me and they said, hey, you and Hammy are going to make the announcement that iHeartMedia has re-upped with the Indians, another, re-upped with TAM and WMMS for the next 6 years. And I go, okay. And so they said, then you'll just set that phoner aside and we'll air it on Thursday while you're gone. And I go, okay. So I do, and don't say anything because it would be in advance of the announcement. I said, fine. So I spend a couple of minutes with Hammy. We have a couple of laughs. I put the phoner in the can. And then I send it to Chris Tyler. And he goes, okay, well, we'll air this on Thursday during the Sum Of show. Now, I didn't realize that they were going to be teasing a major announcement.
Yeah.
The major announcement on Thursday.
Major programming announcement.
Major programming announcement, okay? Now, I didn't realize that, or I maybe would have put a little bit more hoo-ha into it. But here's the thing. With all due respect, I didn't realize that us re-upping with the Indians was going to be a major programming announcement, okay? Because my phone starts blowing up because everybody thinks it's about this show.
Yeah.
So they're like, did you get fired? I'm like, well, first of all, when has the station ever teased a firing?
Hey, find out today.
Coming up next Friday.
Listen on Thursday at 4:10 to find out if Alan still has a job.
That's right. So half of them were worried. Half of them were hoping that was the announcement. I'm like, no, just, take it from me. I'm like, it's not that. Like, obviously, I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm like, it's not that. But I just like the notion of a station teasing someone getting fired.
Yeah. It's the cool thing.
But I had no idea. I'm like, okay, I didn't realize this was a major program.
Oh, and they had hot dogs here. It was like a big deal. It's a whole hoopla.
It's a big deal in-house, but I just, again, with all due respect, I mean, I think that as far as the listeners go, they'd go, oh, cool. We can hear the Indians games for the, foreseeable future on MMS. Cool. I didn't know it was like tomorrow. Today, 4
o'clock, a major
I didn't know that's what it was.
It's a lot of fun. You're the only person in the office on the show, and you're sitting there listening to the best of, working on some things at work, and you hear major programming announcement, and you're like, well, that's weird, because I'm on the station. The announcement is occurring during our show, and I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
Well, but you were in here when we had this conversation.
But I didn't know that that's what the major...
Right.
Because to me, that was just like a continuation of things that have already been happening. Right. I didn't think that was a major announcement. So that evening, when Cody and I, we went out to dinner before Book of Mormon, and we're sitting there, and I text Chris Tyler. I'm like, because people are tweeting me, what's going on with the show? Like, we're hearing about this major program announcement. I'm like, I honestly don't know. So I text Chris. I'm like, what's this programming announcement that people keep hitting me up? He's like, okay, well, I trust you, so don't say this to anyone. But, Alan's on his way to Detroit. He's going to be working for a new station for there, and I'm taking over afternoons.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Yes.
And wait. I
didn't know this.
I need to read you this text message exchange.
Because see, this week it's a ghost town here because everybody in like all the bigwigs in the back, they're all in Vegas for the iHeart Festival on Friday. So it's really, we're running the asylum this week.
And I'm like, what the F? I'm like, but seriously, though. He's like, I am serious. He's in Detroit now visiting his new station. Nobody knows. And I'm like, what? He's like, keep it quiet. I trust you. I'm like, I'm taking you seriously right now. So if I'm getting played, I will cry because I'm the most gullible person ever.
But you've been doing this long enough to know that they wouldn't announce I was leaving. That's not an announcement.
Didn't understand that.
When a personality leaves a radio station, not only do they not announce it,
they talk about it.
They pretend like you never worked here.
I know.
That's right.
And then I'm like...
You're immediately scrubbed from the website.
Until 30 years later, and they go, hey, you want to sell some roofs?
I texted back. I'm like, I'm lost. I'm sorry. And he's like, everything will be fine. We will do great. Like, as in him taking over the show. And I'm like, if you're trolling me...
There's no way that you would believe that he would take over
Alan,
the show.
I was trying
she
not to.
was ridiculous.
I was trying not to believe it, but he went on for like a half hour.
It's like my favorite thing
that
Chris has ever done.
And I'm like, and then he sends me a gif of Carlton dancing. And I'm like, God damn it. And he said, I'm like, I actually hate you. Like, you're no longer a boss to me. Like, I don't even know you. And he's like, I'm choking right now from laughing.
Oh, I didn't know any of that.
But
That's awesome.
What if I had said, like, oh, thank God Alan's gone? Like,
why would you say that?
I wouldn't have. But, like, what if I did? Then there's no going back from that. You know?
Yeah, but I didn't know any of this. I wouldn't know that you told him that.
I'm sitting there
Well,
eating
but
my.
he would have known.
Then you'd be selling roofs.
I know.
I'm sitting there giving her the side eye,
He
eating my
didn't
chicken
believe it
parmesan.
at
I'm
all.
like, Erika, he's playing you right now. Like, why are you feeding into this?
But he went on for like a half
yeah, that's the
hour.
whole point of a troll.
I give him. I didn't know any of this. I give him credit for committing to it that long, rather than letting you off the
my
hook.
I'm
God.
logically trying to explain to her. I'm like, Erika, he's the program director. You mean to tell me he's going to stop running all the stations that he runs to come do an afternoon? 3.
2.
Technically 3 if you count 99X.
I don't. He runs 2 radio stations.
I feel like I run 99X.
You can flip the switch and that runs itself.
I'm just saying he's going to stop running his 2 radio stations to come do an afternoon show. Like,
Well,
I was
there are
like,
a lot of program directors that
do
have
the
to pull
show.
air shifts.
Yes.
That's right. They're usually like a wedge show, like 2 to 4 or something. But there's no way that they would, Again, what the hell do I know?
Alan, that is my exact thought.
I've
I'm
been a million
You've been
things have
blindsided
happened.
before,
That's
right?
multiple times. That's
so
right.
in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know this seems ridiculous, and I know I'm probably just being gullible and he's effing with me, but I'm like, this business is crazy. That people take over people's jobs all the time. People
Right.
get fired. People get hired, and
And
there's
not
no
even-
rhyme or reason sometimes.
Not even for logical reasons. Back in the
Yes.
day, like if your ratings stunk or you weren't making any money for the station, they'd go, listen, we got to do something. Now
Yes.
you can be at the top of your game and they'll go, we don't want to pay you what you want. Later,
Yes.
And then they decide to do something else. But it's like,
So when he kept going with it and was like, please don't say anything, I trust you, I am like, well, maybe he does trust me with top secret information. And then I'm literally rethinking my whole life. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not prepared for Alan to leave yet. So
rethinking your whole life.
Well, this show is pretty much my life. Like,
Okay,
it's
right.
99% of my life.
Right.
Even when we leave here, we're still answering tweets and texts from fans and whatever. This show is my life. So I
Alan,
was
just so you
like,
know, it's 100% of my life.
Thank you, Bill. As it should be. 100. Pound Cake, what percent of your life is this show?
damn near 75, 80%.
You were supposed to say 110%.
110 or
Well,
whatever.
well, where am I going to fit in eating and sleeping?
That's right.
Yeah. So
Pound Cake's still on his climb.
So I was sitting there going, okay, all right, Alan's gone. What happens now? Like, I'm sitting there reworking, like, how I'm going to go back to work on Monday. So, yeah, thanks, Chris. I appreciate you.
Ah!
That is really funny.
Oh, man. I wish he would have let me know. I would have gotten in the action.
The entire next day at work, I pretended I didn't know who he was. He was asking me to do things for 99X. I'm like, I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, probably his greatest day here so far at iHeartMedia. What's going on with you guys? Erika's pretending like she doesn't know me.
Yeah, we could have taken this to like the limit. We could
That's
have
right,
had
yes.
the office cleaned out. Like we could have done a lot.
Yeah, she pretends like she doesn't know me, like The Jeff Show at Playhouse Square.
But for the record, okay, give us a heads up that you're going to put in a promo that says major programming announcement.
But weren't you in here when
were
he
in
set it
here.
up with me?
But all he said was, hey, he didn't say anything about, I didn't hear the part where he said you were interviewing Hammy.
Weren't you in the promo? That's what you get for skipping
Oh,
promo
you skipped
meetings. You
promo
weren't in the
meeting.
promo meeting.
I was at a client meeting.
Whatever.
Nice try.
That's right. Bill
Trying
wasn't.
to make money.
That's why Bill knew that.
So you knew when you heard the programming announcement that that's what they were talking
I knew
about?
exactly, yeah,
Oh.
because
Yeah.
I pay attention.
Pound
100%.
Cake and I didn't know.
100%.
Thank you, Bill. 100%.
All right.
Bill Squire,
okay.
everybody. That's right.
Congratulations.
You take that 1% off, and that's what
Zippity
happens.
doo dah.
Oh man.